think we're live. I'm here with Jimmy. My name is Michele Yates, and I am coaching Jimmy Funkhauser for the Colorado 200. We are about 8 or 9 weeks out, and Jimmy has completed his first week of training and then some, and he's going to talk a little bit about that for us. So, Jimmy, what's your feelings after the first week of quality over quantity training?
Yeah, that's a good way. Well, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's definitely quality over quantity. It was interesting because, shame on me for, I think I mentioned before we started, actually the last time we talked about how I looked over the plan and I kind of said, what are your thoughts if, after a couple weeks, I'm interested in increasing the volume? I'm an idiot.
You're not the only one. I think probably about 95% of my clients definitely say that. They do that. They question every time they go into a race whether or not they have the volume behind it. And I mean, I did the same thing when I kind of adapted this type of program. So I don't blame anybody. I just ask them to stay confident. And of course, your feedback, though, is definitely helpful. And in some cases, we do increase the volume a little bit for people a little bit sooner. And then sometimes we have to reduce it. That's obviously just communication and feedback.
Right. Yeah. At the beginning of the week, it was, aerobically was where I was really struggling because I've been putting in miles, but slow, long distances was pretty much all I've done for the last forever. So, it was a shock to my body to get out there, do some tempo, do some speed work. And, but aerobically, actually today, I noticed on my run, just aerobically felt much better already. Could tell that my aerobic capacity was really starting to improve.
And I think you went and saw Dr. Barnes, the Barnes Chiropractic. So
Yep.
Shout out to him. He's sponsoring Jimmy for this event. But I'm sure when I noticed with your gait cycle when I met you over the weekend, you were so extremely tight in your upper body. So I'm pretty sure he helped open that up for you a little bit and most likely got you to be breathing a little bit easier than you were before.
Yeah, I think, and you noticed it right away, and I've noticed it too, in the shoulders and chest and upper back. I am really tight, and I run that way. I think, working with Dr. Barnes is certainly going to help that. He was fantastic. It was he hurt me a little bit on purpose. It's okay. But I'm just because I'm so tight, that I'm hard to touch right now, just about everywhere. But hamstrings particularly were wound really, really tight after last week. Quads. It's funny. Yesterday morning, I for the first time in my life, I've heard the expression before, but I actually experienced it yesterday. I got snipered in the calf muscle going around the track, and it was interesting because I thought like I got stung by a bee at first. I was like, what? And then all of a sudden my muscle was like that. I was actually able to get it loosened up, finish the workout, and I got online and tracked down I had to work till 8 last night, so tracked down a super late massage here in the neighborhood. So was able to get all that rubbed out and feeling much better. And actually, last night I was really worried about my workout today. I didn't know how I was going to feel. I thought I was going to be tight, thought I was going to be sore. And it ended up being the best workout I've had yet. Aerobically felt great. Legs felt much better. I think more than anything, I've got to get better at recovery. I think because I've always been, I go out for a long, slow run, and soreness has never really been something that I've had to deal with a whole lot. One, because I've probably not pushed myself enough. Two, because I haven't challenged my body enough. And now that you're forcing me to do that, it's become really, really clear how important my recovery process has got to be going forward, because little things like that cramp yesterday, I've got to do a better job of managing that going forward.
So Jimmy was smart, and I mean, you took care of it right away with the massage therapy and trying to execute with all of that. So just some tips and highlights for you, Jimmy, as well as anybody who's listening. After you get a massage, the massage therapist typically says, drink lots of water, and you will want to do that. And I take that to the extreme. I really tell my clients to flush. So, you're looking at like a whole Nalgene bottle of plain water, but as well as some electrolytes with that. So like some Goo Brew or anything, whatever brand that you prefer. So after you flush that out, though, the one thing, especially with those cramps that you might be getting, and I've noticed this with some of my other clients, is their calcium and magnesium intake isn't there. So calcium and magnesium is best taken in liquid form, and you'll want to do it before you go to bed. And that'll help any kind of Charlie horsing, cramping, all that kind of stuff, as long as you're doing your electrolytes as well. So after every workout, within 30 minutes, you'll want to take like that full Nalgene bottle of Goo Brew and water or Pedialyte and water, and then chug that baby down. And then at night, you take some kind of liquid magnesium calcium supplement. I just get mine from Vitamin Cottage. There's a whole shelf of them. Take your pick kind of thing. Liquid is always better with any kind of supplements or vitamins, because your body will absorb it a lot better as well. So with that said, how are you with your calcium and magnesium intake?
Yeah, well, writing that down.
Okay, good.
No, I need to do a much better job with electrolytes and the nutrition side of things. I think nutrition, as far as meals are concerned, definitely staying really focused there. But with my liquid intake, the last couple days, well, I should say, ever since that cramp, it kind of opened my eyes up a little bit and made me realize, okay, I need to make sure that I'm really dialed in, not only on the recovery, the stretching, but also the electrolytes and that stuff. So I'm all over it now, and I've been definitely increasing my intake today and feeling much better.
Good. And part of your program discusses that too, with some of the things that I gave you. But as far as supplements go too, it's not a bad idea to take a multivitamin and a little bit of iron. That's more typical for females to be anemic. And taking the right brands does help. Like I said, I go to Vitamin Cottage and get whatever with the calcium, magnesium, liquid forms. But I definitely root for Flora Health products. Most of theirs are in liquid form because you will absorb them a lot better and easily. Those are at Vitamin Cottage as well. I take and suggest to take like the liquid multivitamin, the liquid iron, which is called Floradix, and they do have gluten-free versions of these. And then they do make a calcium magnesium one as well. As far as gut health goes, that can be huge for you too. So taking a probiotic that actually releases in the gut, and Flora is one of the only brands where it actually releases in the gut. There's a lot of brands and even just regular vitamins out there on the shelf right now that are actually loaded with things they're not even supposed to have in them. Even gluten, the ones that say gluten-free, some of them have just recently in the last year or two been accused, like Walmart brands and Target brands were accused of still having some like gluten, dairy, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure they've corrected it since then. And I'm not completely accurate on the Walmart and Target brands, so Walmart and Target don't come after me, but it's, the brands in general. So anyways, be confident with your supplements, so you're not just wasting your money, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Got it.
Good. So one of the other things I wanted to ask you about is your new shoes. Have you looked into getting some new shoes after our little gait analysis?
Yeah, I actually ordered them about 10 minutes after our conversation the other day. I think they should be arriving today. So I got some with a little bit more stability. I think particularly for the daily training on the road is going to be really important. And I guess one reason I haven't really given it the attention that I probably need to is because I've just always run on the trail, so I've worried, I guess, a little bit less about my gait than I probably should have, because it's constantly different with very technical trails. But now that I'm, on the road or on the track, and that motion is going to be a constant, repetitive motion, mile after mile after mile, my assumption is, and correct me if I'm wrong, that it will probably have a bigger impact, making sure that I've got a great foot strike. I don't know.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. I mean, there's some courses, and I think we had this conversation the other day amongst ourselves, but even like Run Rabbit Run, it has some road parts in it that just kill people, and that's typically where most of them, I think, get injured, or they feel the effects shortly after that, because you're hammering down these paved roads, which you're not necessarily used to, in shoes
right.
that you should really be doing that with. So you either have to kind of tiptoe down, or you have to be in a shoe that kind of addresses both the trail scene and the road scene. And obviously that's hard to find. There's not a lot of brands that make those. Sorry, got something going on here. There we go. I'm frozen now.
You're good on my end.
Okay, good. Yeah. So anyways, I think we. So did you go with the Ultra?
Yep. Yeah.
And you.
And I think they should be arriving this afternoon, so I should be able to get out and give those a try tomorrow morning. So excited to. And like everyone knows, a new pair of shoes is motivating in and of itself. So that's a little retail motivation. So that's great. Looking forward, and I'm looking forward to the change and seeing how it feels.
Good. And so, obviously more stability isn't for everyone. I did a little bit of a gait analysis with Jimmy the other day in person, and I saw that he for sure has some flat feet and pronates and overpronates. So he definitely needs a little bit more stability in his shoe, even as a trail shoe, to be the most efficient runner he can be, but also for injury prevention. So for anybody that's listening, I'd really recommend getting either a coach or a really good analysis from a running store that's credible, that can help you with that. And, you're only helping yourself. So.
Yep. No, and I appreciate that. So I'll definitely looking forward to how that feels, and I'll keep you updated on any changes there.
So some of you might have saw the video that I posted of Jimmy doing his hill drills out on a trail and on a dirt road. Some of
like
you may
finely tuned machine.
Yes, and you can check that out on the Colorado 200 Facebook page. But with that, Jimmy, I gotta say, you actually have a natural talent and ability there. For me, and right now I can't actually demonstrate because I'm still on crutches, and he did a phenomenal job. So we went around, we did 4 rounds of them, and by the 4th one, Jimmy was nailing it. So that was really awesome. So you might have felt stupid at first, but just trust me, you look good out there now.
No, I appreciate it. Took me back to like high school, I think I said high school football drills and stuff. So, afterwards I could kind of tell how some of those drills are going to impact my running and my strength and explosiveness. Even, I think that's one thing I've kind of seen over the last week is that, I haven't really developed a lot of strength over the last couple of years because my runs have been the lazy, long, slow distance, no weight training, no explosive drills, no tempos, no sprints. And even doing those drills, I could tell like, whoa, my body just doesn't work like it used to. So I think it's going to be very fruitful to continue that process over the next several weeks.
And with that, the weight training, how is that going?
Good. I'm admittedly, I'm not a big fan of the gym. So I have to, I can already tell how I'm activating muscles and systems that have been dormant for a really, really long time. And I think I even said this the last time we chatted, in the ultras that I've done, afterwards I could tell how, my back was sore, my arms were sore, my core was sore. I could tell that I needed to do a much better job of keeping those areas activated and in shape. And I think the weight training is just going to, is obviously that's going to be the focus there, is trying to take a more holistic body approach. And the less tired everything else is, the better the body's going to move along the trail. So I think it's great.
Yep. And, and fueling it with the proper nutrition and fuel is going to help you even more. So, I'm obviously coaching you for the Colorado 200 specifically, but at the same time, I want you to be a well-rounded athlete and learn from this and be able to use it in the future for some of the other courses that you're going to embark on, and that will be a little bit faster than a lot of the Colorado 200 course will end up being for you. So. Cool. Well, do you have anything else to add for this week?
No, like I said, I think the training is going well, for sure. I feel great about the fact that I feel like right now I'm being taken close to kind of the edge of where I can go, but everything feels healthy. And I feel like I can definitely tell that I'm making gains. I'm making gains not only in my strength, but aerobically. So I feel like I'm in a great place. Aside from the little sting I got in the leg yesterday, I was able to work that out and then came back with a great run today. So I feel like that's a good sign. And I think that for me, I feel like the thing that I've got to get better at more than anything is the focus on putting as much effort in the recovery as I am the running, because I never had to do that really, which I think is an indictment on the way I've trained more than anything. But going forward, and especially starting today, I'm going to be much more committed to the recovery process, because that's only going to obviously enhance hopefully my gains going forward.
Absolutely. And the one thing you have to remember is as we're sitting here, we're getting older. So
yeah.
Not that you're that old, but I'm just saying that obviously our bodies don't work like they used to when they were teenagers, even in our early 20s. It's going to constantly change, more for a female, especially postpartum, than a male. But, so those recovery methods, those that document that I put in your program and everything to follow, it's going to be critical, and it really will to help avoid injury and to be as successful as you possibly can be. It's definitely one of the aspects. So
yeah, and cool. I'm having fun. I know I'm getting better every day, and can't wait to see where I'm at here in a couple of weeks.
Awesome. All right, so we will touch base again next week or the following week and let you guys know how Jimmy's doing. Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks, Michelle.